Thank you very much for coming in today and speaking with me.
Well, thank you for inviting me, and my thanks to East Coast FM for doing these series of interviews.
Now, how has the campaign been going so far?
Campaign is going wonderfully well. We're working hard every day. We're out canvassing, meeting the people. It's a great opportunity for me to meet the people of New Glasgow, so I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Mm-hmm. And you're a kind of a familiar face to most right now.
Well, I've been mayor for 4 years, so yes, people recognize me.
So I guess we'll just dive right in with the questions here today. So one of the popular issues that we tend to address in these interviews is the process of a study or the actual process of amalgamation. What are your thoughts on this for a place like Pictou County?
Well, Gina, certainly we need to find a way to have the economic impact study properly done to provide us with the answers we very much want regarding regional amalgamation. In my opinion, the talk on this has gone on way too long. New Glasgow has pushed and prodded, and we've even put extra funding on the table, but still there are holdouts. We simply cannot act without that study. My personal bottom line on amalgamation is simply this: I will do whatever is in the best interest of the taxpayers of New Glasgow. But until the study is completed, I am unable to determine what course of action would be in the best interest of our taxpayers.
Now, some people are frightened about that word amalgamation because it could pose a potential cost. The government was saying they're going to pay for half of a study, but then another half would be at cost to the taxpayers, like you say. Now, you're in favor of a study. Would you be in favor of a study even if it is a cost to the taxpayers? If it's, because you need that informed information before you can make any kind of decision.
Well, yes, absolutely. As a matter of fact, we've put more money on the table to pay for the study. We've had 2 municipal units that do not wish to come forward with the financial money to do the study, but we've said that we would provide extra money.
Okay, so you'll put forth that as a little bit, relieve some of the financial tension to get to see that study done.
Well, we already have, Gina.
Now, as you've been mayor for the past 4 years, you're quite aware of what's been going on in the town and what issues need to take place and whatnot, especially with the downtown New Glasgow development and the abolishment of the bid tax. What are your thoughts on what needs to happen for the downtown core?
Well, I certainly, Gina, believe that New Glasgow's downtown is certainly heading in the right direction. Both the private sector and the public sector, in my view, have important roles to play in the development of our community. Certainly, New Glasgow and Pictou County have always been known for outstanding entrepreneurial spirit and their enterprise. And phase 1 of our downtown revitalization project has improved our quality of place and experiences for the residents, businesses, and visitors to New Glasgow and to Pictou County. The project encouraged economic investment, it created improved infrastructure, and has enhanced the downtown as a place where our community gathers. There is certainly more work to be done, and the town of New Glasgow will continue to work with our partners and our community to build upon the progress that we've made to date.
Now, you have made progress with this, and you say you want to continue with the work that goes on there, but there is no major funding for the Downtown Development Commission anymore because there is no bid tax anymore. So how would they go forward with that? Is there plans to kind of make a new committee, or is there plans to get some funding for that, or?
Well, the funding for the downtown, we have applications in, but you're right, there is no funding available for it yet. In terms of the bid tax, there has been complaints from some of the payers of this tax about whether or not it should be levied. And to that end, in New Glasgow, we contacted the taxpayers and had them vote as to whether or not they wanted to be assessed this tax. This tax was assessed to property owners only. And the vote came back that in favor of not collecting the tax. So it was simply the town of New Glasgow was involved to the extent that we collected the tax and then simply wrote the Business Development Association a check for the amount of that tax. But really and truly, the New Glasgow Development Corporation is still intact, notwithstanding the fact that there's been no bid tax going to be collected. But I believe that without the bid tax now, the New Glasgow Development Corporation has the opportunity for a new beginning. It perhaps would make our downtown a better place in which businesses could set up their business, because after all, if you wanted a business on East River Road in New Glasgow, you didn't have to pay a bid tax. So now you don't have to pay a bid tax in downtown New Glasgow, so perhaps that'll encourage more businesses to locate down there in addition to the new ones that we have already had.
Now, Maritime Steel is also was also a large mecca of job employment in our area. Do you have any plans or anything on your roster to do with Maritime Steel to help them kind of in the situation that they're in, or what are your thoughts on that?
Gina, there's nothing I would like to see more than Maritime Steel becoming viable and employing the residents of New Glasgow. Jobs for the people of New Glasgow has always been and always will be my number one concern. Maritime Steel has served our community well for over 100 years, and I respect that tradition. As mayor, I will always do what I can to encourage growth and development, but, and I stress this, not at the cost of the environment. The vision of the town of New Glasgow is to encourage job opportunities that will be environmentally friendly well into the future. I believe this is where the economy is headed, and that is where I hope Maritime Steel will venture into the future.
To finish up, especially because you have the experience of being in this position, what are some major changes that you see in the next 4 years, if elected, that could take place in New Glasgow?
Well, I believe that there will continue to be immense challenges in the days ahead, and I will work hard along with our council to provide an environment for growth while striving to keep services and tax rate at reasonable levels and competitive. Gina, what drives me and moves me is really the people that I represent. You know, much has been accomplished over the past 4 years, and I'm reoffering as mayor to continue the progress, as much more needs to be done in terms with working with our business community to drive economic growth. We still want to see the distribution of natural gas, at the very least, to reduce hospital and manufacturing energy costs. And we need to build our shared services successes like Trenton Policing to reduce costs and improve efficiencies. My vision is to be able to say with assurance that together we strive to create a New Glasgow in which individuals, families, seniors, and youth are able to prosper. All of us must play a significant role in determining the essence of our town's character. For we are truly a family of communities, blessed with many cultures and heritage, not only from our history and heritage, but very evident in today's New Glasgow. And for that, I'm very proud and grateful. And I'm willing to continue to provide the leadership, the cooperation, and the experience to do so, and to maintain the best possible services at the lowest possible cost to the taxpayers of New Glasgow.